So today's mindfulness tip, and this is, I worry that you're going to think this is too tutti frutti, but I hope that you'll at least try it. And the mindfulness tip is to take something that you do every day. It could be brushing your teeth, it could be turning on a light switch, it could be opening a door, it could be turning on your car, turning off your car, anything that you do every single day that's kind of in the mundane category. And that we start there because I think sometimes, for me anyway, the whole idea of being mindful, it's overwhelming to me. Like, to be mindful every single second, and I go, no thanks. But that's not what we need to do right now. Maybe that's the goal for somebody, I don't know. But for right now, really, I want to focus on reducing stress. And that honestly only takes a minute or two a day to begin to do that. And then if you find you like it, you can do more of it, but you don't have to if you don't want to. But so the task is to find that mundane thing that you do every day, and to just take a pause when you're doing it and focus on what's happening. So it could be as simple as that, that every day I click the pen to make it so that the thing is down at the bottom and it can write. So you just take a second as you're clicking the pen to notice, I'm holding a pen. I'm holding a pen. What does it feel like? And in that moment, and I know it sounds tutti frutti, but in that moment, you just draw your attention just to what's happening and what it feels like in your hand and the pressure of your thumb to push the thing down, the sound that it makes, what it feels like to have it pop back out, and what it feels like, you see that I visually can see that the tip of the pen is down there. I don't need to comment on any of it, right? I'm just noticing what it feels like. And it can take all of 10 seconds. I can take a minute to do it depending on what the task is, but to just pause and do that. And it sounds ridiculous, but when you stop to notice that, it kind of stops the whirlwind for just a second. For just a second, and your breath kind of slows down and everything kind of realigns for a second because we're here for the moment. It can be, I've heard people talking about reaching for a doorknob, and that's what they focus on when they're leaving their home. They reach for the doorknob, they feel the doorknob, and there's nothing else. It's not, and I'm leaving, there's no big symbolism of I'm touching this doorknob and I'm leaving for the day. It's just, okay, this is what the doorknob feels like. My friends from the Jewish community have on their doors, I'm going to say it wrong, is it the mazurka? There's the thing that's on the door that they post there that they stop and touch when they leave. And it's a way of centering and realizing, okay, I'm going out into the world. But there is that moment. There's a moment of awareness of I'm here, I'm leaving, this is what I'm doing, and the feel of it and the touch of it. It's the same kind of thing. And it can be almost like a prayer-like state for anybody, but just taking a moment every day to notice and feel what's happening. For people that I know that are athletes, they build this into their routine. I have a friend who swims, and she says there's a moment in when she stands on the edge of the pool every morning, and she adjusts her bathing suit, stands there, takes the breath, and smells the pool, and smells the surroundings, and feels the bathing suit on her body, and just has a moment. And it's funny because as I'm talking about this, a memory has come up in the last couple of weeks with Jem, where when so much was happening, see, and now I'm going to get emotional, when so much was happening and things were changing and it felt like he was leaving me, and when he was regressing into autism, there was something that I did every single day that when I had to pick him up to put him in his 5-point harness car seat or take him out of the 5-point harness, he was a big baby, and everybody told me about how fast it was going to go, and still I didn't believe how fast it went. And I remember somebody saying to me, there's only like a limited number of times that you get to pick your baby up, and then they're too big and you can't pick them up anymore. And that crushed my heart thinking about this. I'm only going to get a certain number of these. But you know what was great about that was I was mindful about it. So every single time I would take him out of the car seat or lift him up. I can remember being in the parking lot of a grocery store and picking him up out of the cart to put him into the car seat. And I would always hug him for a moment. I would just stand wherever I was and hug him and smell his head and be like, oh, I don't have that many of these, so I'm just gonna appreciate this. And I'd forgotten that for a while, and I remembered it last week because I saw Mom standing in the parking lot hugging her baby, and Jem was with me, and I said, I used to do that every single time. And honestly, that was a great thing for me. That moment of mindfulness, I didn't realize that that's what it was, but that moment of mindfulness, it just realigns and centers, and in a busy whirlwind day, to just take one of those is really amazing. So whatever works for you, but pick something you do every day